Attack on Titan is one of the most interesting and unique concepts to come into mainstream anime in recent times, but what if I told you it's a prequel to Madagascar? Ever since the introduction of the Marley colony in chapter 91, where we see for the first time the rest of the world, a very interesting image captivated the audience that was perplexed after getting pistol whipped by the sight of the new world, and that was the geographical image of the rest of the world. To a casual fan, this may not seem like a significant detail because, well, it's a map, but to keen noses that sniffs their way through theories, this map was incredibly eye-opening. You see, when you flip this map horizontally and then vertically, you see something very interesting. You see what looks to be the geographical outlines of the rest of the world. Yes, the colony of Marley suddenly becomes the coast of Africa, and Paradise Island, Madagascar. Even though this was a significant discovery in the search for a clue in the Attack on Titan lore, for a long time this theory got no attention because it was deemed a coincidence on the author's part. But isn't that kind of disrespectful to an author that is so careful with his planning and foreshadowing to say that, oh, this detail is just a coincidence? But I understand, okay? This theory is way too out of proportion. There is no way that an American production by Dreamworks called Madagascar is related to a niche Japanese manga in the complete other side of the world. Right? Well, that's where everyone was wrong. Because on February 2nd, 2021, a post on r/TitanFolk, the definitive Attack on Titan subreddit, dropped. And it was so degenerate and so out of this world that it changed everything. 10,000 upvotes, numerous awards. This is the definitive theory. Nah, scratch that. This is the definitive ending of Attack on Titan. Enjoy. With the release of chapter 137, the rumbling is officially stopped before it decimates the rest of the world. But before it stopped, Armin is seen talking to Zeke. You see, Zeke's original plan was to euthanize the entire Eldian race, and even before he gets sliced by Levi, his final wish was to still stop them from having babies. Now, even though it seems as if his plan failed because Eren said no, keep in mind, Zeke shared his plan with the most 5-head player in the entire series, Armin. Armin, having his own agendas and not wanting the rumbling to destroy the entire world, but understanding that the world will try to kill all Eldians, came up with a 5-head plan in order to stop everything. And his plan? To turn every Eldian in Paradise Island into lemurs. His thought process was that the world is too afraid to let Eldians live in their current form, and turning them into Titans would also pose a great threat to the rest of the world as well. So what he told Ymir to do before sacrificing Zeke was to turn all Eldians in Paradise Island into pure beast Titans. And in order for the rest of the world to stop fearing them, he told Ymir, make these Titans suffer from dwarfism so that they don't accidentally cause another rumbling. That way, the Eldians can live in endless peace and harmony away from the horror of the rest of the world. And so, the people of Paradise Island were turned into dwarf beast Titans, and these dwarf beast Titans are indeed the lemurs of Madagascar. But you may be asking, how can lemurs live in Paradise Island if the entire area is bound for snow and the only real animals they have are horses, cows, and birds? Lemurs obviously need to live in tropical areas, right? Well, that's because Armin had one last wish. He told Ymir Fritz to turn the entire world upside down so that Paradise Island would be able to sustain their new lemur beast Titan population. Now, the isolated Eldian lemurs would prosper in their new tropical nation away from the horrors of the rest of the world and live peaceful lives on Paradise Island. But you also may be asking, how do lemurs in Madagascar speak? Well, technically they don't. They can communicate with each other and other animals, but when animals try to talk to humans in Madagascar, all humans hear are moans.
Hello? Get me missing animals! And hurry! We've got a lost zebra, probably on the way to Connecticut by now, and we're gonna need... Hello?
But what has been shown in Madagascar is that these animals actually do have intelligence, and that's because some of these lemurs are abnormal titans, and abnormal titans usually speak or do abnormal things when they're surrounded by people that are close to them. So if an entire nation becomes lemurs all at once, some are bound to speak or do very strange things because they transform together and they recognize each other. But remember, the rumbling wasn't fully completed. Zeke died and the rumbling cannot be continued unless Eren touches another member of the royal blood, and if the rumbling doesn't succeed completely, the cycle of hatred continues again. Enter Marty, aka Eren's pure beast animal titan. You see, when Ymir turned all Eldians into lemur titans, there were bound to be Eldians that turned abnormal, and Eren turned into a zebra. I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. Marty, bored of being trapped between the walls of his zoo and wanting to experience the rest of the world, starts out to see the world and ends up in Madagascar. And what more could he want than to come back to his home island after being separated for so long? Continuing on, the penguins also want to be free, but they're a group led by a ruthless leader who will do anything to go free. And Alex the lion, the deranged lion that doesn't know what side to pick, he goes to the island, wreaks havoc, but then befriends its inhabitants? The resemblance is truly uncanny. Mort, a coward that is really intelligent who's extremely loyal to his close friends, could only be Armin. And sometimes, when Mort is ticked off, he turns into a Titan. You see, Madagascar is the beginning of the final timeline of Attack on Titan. Eren in his human form failed to end the world, and now in his zebra form is reincarnated into returning to his homeland, like Dina Fritz following Grisha in her Titan form. However, since nobody actually is the enemy anymore because nobody's attacking Madagascar, Eren's soul is free to return to his homeland, not knowing the tragedies and horrors he caused the rest of the world. I know this is a hard theory for some of you to grasp, because this is not how any of you expected Attack on Titan to end. And when Isayama said he'll betray the trust of everyone, I didn't think he would truly mean it in this way. But it's okay, because you all can relive all your garbage theories that were completely wrong on my definitive Attack on Titan Iceberg, covering all fan theories and lore, right now in the link in the description below.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.